Good day and welcome to the kickoff space for the fourth annual WSOP and All Vegas Poker Daily Spaces coverage. I'm Sherry Pluskota, your host, and joining me at this time is Karen Chess as one of my co-hosts, and we are going to get this party started. But before we do, I want to just take a moment of silence and remembrance of those we have lost in the battles around the world, our fallen soldiers. So let's take a moment of pause, please. Thank you. Welcome, Karen. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Just a
Awesome.
reminder, I'm getting my hair cut in 45 minutes, so I'll drop down to listener probably about 12:30.
No problem. No problem. Good thing about spaces is we're flexible that way. Hey,
Yes.
Isaac,
Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
doing well. Thank you. And before we move on, I want to tell Karen she's been very busy with her stormtrooping for ACR. That's what you're called, aren't you? A stormtrooper? Am I saying that wrong?
Omar calls it that, stormers, but it's
Stormer.
fine.
Thank you. As soon as I said it, I was like, wait a minute, I think I said that wrong.
It's fine.
Stormer. She's been really busy doing that in her life and, of course, her family. So she hasn't been around for, too often lately because of that. But I just wanted to let you know, Karen, that I'm going to give you a ticket in appreciation of always supporting me here in Spaces and what I do. Uh, I'm going to give you a ticket for the quilt raffle, like I've done some other folks. So I appreciate you. I'm going to
Thank
put you in that
you.
raffle. Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And for those that don't know Karen, I'm just going to give a little bit of an intro. I'm going to do that this summer because, sometimes we forget to tell people about ourselves. So, Karen is a world class chess player and represents ACR as one of their streamers. Although she hasn't been in poker very long, she is the hardest working and studying player I know, and her results have proved it. So kudos to you, Karen, and thank you for your efforts.
Thank you. I
You're
don't know about
welcome.
world class, but thank you.
I don't know. I think you are, but I don't play on the other side of the table of you either. But I'm sure other people would say I was correct. Um, so kudos to you. And Isaac, aka Asimov, is the co-founder of the Green Visor Gang. He and the gang work very hard to merge the poker world with the world of NFTs. Recent efforts included a 5-game poker series that brought 13 NFT groups to play poker together. They also are in the midst of launching the Playful Primates NFT collection or series. I'm not sure how you say it. Forgive me. And I have the honor of being included in that launch. So, Isaac, I appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words.
You bet. You bet. All right. Let's get a little bit of the business out of way because I see Joey's here and Maureen and Exec Deck, and I see Kathy's here to name a few. So I appreciate y'all joining us. Please be reminded that we will always try to give the most updated and accurate information possible, but we are human and the information is always fluid in the poker world. So please double check any information we provide to ensure yourself the best experience possible. And please correct us if we're wrong because we want it to be right. It's more important for us to give out the right information. So please, if you know we've made a mistake, you caught a mistake, please let us know so we can circle back to it and correct it for everybody. So just a little public service announcement there. Also, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sherry Pluskota 92212. It's free of charge, of course. And you can find the recordings of all my past spaces and interviews there. If you want to catch up on something, research something, go to my YouTube channel. Thank you. A couple other things. The meetup game, the 7th official Spaces meetup game is going to be at the Bellagio at 2 p.m. on June 26th. I don't want to mix up my dates. June 26th at 2 p.m. at the Bellagio. There will be free pizza provided by the Bellagio for us, as well as so many awesome Splash the Pot items. As a matter of fact, kudos to Sarah Herring and the Polka.org family sent me some personal swag, but they also sent a couple of hats to give away in Splash the Pot. So those Polka.org items will join that pot, so to speak, of Splash the Pot items. So excited about what we have to give away, and we'll get to that eventually. But we do have a lot of other announcements that I do want to get to, and I don't want to get caught up with diving too deep on any one subject. Otherwise, we will be here the next 12 hours. But those details will continue to trickle out as the days go on. Um, the poker t-shirt quilt for charity is an ongoing fundraiser. $10 donation will get you one raffle ticket, and a $25 donation will get you 5 tickets. So don't miss your chance to win that one of a kind autographed poker t-shirt quilt. And we'll get the link in the chat as soon as I get a minute. I will put the link to how you make a donation, all the details in the chat of this space. I want you to know that that is going to be awesome by the time it's given away. Right now, I think I've gotten like 20 maybe signatures are on it. But once I get to the WSOP, I'll be at the WPA booth gathering more signatures. So I'm really excited to see how that's going to end up. I think it's going to be, if I may say so myself, I think it's going to be really amazing. So I look forward to seeing who wins it for sure. Hey, Joey, welcome.
Hello there, Sherry. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. You just stand by for a few and we'll get you introduced and let you start your first Spaces lesson and teach us some more about poker. Okay, bud?
All right, awesome.
Appreciate you. Some daily annual reminders that I've been giving for the last, this is the 4th annual, so this will be the 4th year I'm giving these kind of reminders of some things that may help you in the long run if you do it in the short run. And that is some pictures you can take. So when you park your vehicle, take a picture of where you parked. Because, 12 hours from now, when you're tired, maybe you had a couple of drinks, maybe not, because we know what you're drinking and driving, but now you may be a passenger for someone else to drive you. Take a picture of your parking spot so you know where you parked. Also, be sure to take a picture of your chip stack when you're leaving the table. So you have proof of what your chip stack looked like before chip up. Errors are made. They don't do it purposefully, but they do make errors. People are human. So you want to be able to prove what your chip stack looked like before that chip up. So take a picture of your chip stack. Also, take a picture of when you get up to go to the restroom or break, take a picture of your table number, not the dealer, because the dealers may change during the break. So don't go back to the table with that dealer. You want to go to a table number. So take a picture of the table number when you leave the table. There have been plenty of stories that have come out about people returning to the wrong table and playing a couple of hands on the wrong stack. So definitely don't make that mistake. Do not make that mistake. It's not going to be a pretty outcome, I guarantee you. Now, Isaac, is there anything you want to add before I continue on?
No. Go right ahead, Cher.
Okay, perfect. Karen, you want to tell us about when the chess tournament's going to be in Vegas?
Yeah, I can tell you about that. Let me just look on the calendar because my husband Ben, as a lot of people know, is a grandmaster and he is working again this year at the National Open. But let me look.
Yeah, no worries. No
So
worries
yeah,
at all.
he leaves on the 10th, so it does start about June 10th through that. But I don't have it.
It's through the 14th.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Oh, okay, you
10th
got
through,
the dates. Yeah.
yep, 10th through the 14th. Now tell us, if you can, what goes on at that chess championship besides chess?
Well, last year, okay, so one of the things that I thought was pretty cool about it is they have poker tournament at the end of the chess tournament for all of the staff and players, friends, people, whoever wants to jump in. So that was one of my first poker tournaments I ever
Nice.
played because I had just started playing poker. And then I thought last year they didn't have it, but they did. So I guess I haven't looked at the dates yet for this tournament this year, but I'm assuming they will have it per usual. But yeah, they have a lot of cool side events, a women's, and can't remember now, like they had like an under 13 years old. Like I'm just giving these as examples. I know they'll have a
Sure.
women's, but yeah, so it's really fun. It's one of my favorite chess tournaments. Ben will probably give a lecture. They do analysis of some of the games. They have a room for that. In the past, they had influencers like streamers, and we got Andrea Botez one year, but I think that was 2 years ago. But yeah, it's just, and Nemo came one year, but it's just a
Nice.
really fun, festive event.
So all levels of player can attend, yes?
Yes, this kind of tournament has sections, and people typically play in the section that their current live rating, falls in. So it's like a range. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So that is June 10th through June 14th. And it's at the Westgate. I don't know if we said that. Westgate Resort.
Right. I didn't say that, and I wasn't even sure because it changes a little bit every year. But yeah, that was the year that I played my first poker tournament was there. I want to say last year they were somewhere else. The Flamingo. What's the one right next to the Horseshoe? Um,
Paris.
no, the
Paris
one,
and then Planet Hollywood. And then going the other way across the street, you have the
the
Cromwell
Flamingo.
and then the Flamingo.
The Flamingo. Yeah, I think they had the National Open Chess Tournament last year at the Flamingo, so they're back at Westgate again, which is good because the Flamingo doesn't have a poker room, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I think the Westgate, I believe, still has one, so I think it's better to have it back over there.
Awesome. Well, and we're a big supporter of the Westgate Poker Room because we go over there because we're all trying to learn how to play Crazy Pineapple, and they have a daily Crazy Pineapple tournament. So we love Westgate for that reason, if nothing else. So thank you for that update on the chess tournament in Vegas, the 10th through the 14th at the Westgate. Before we move on, I see Kathy Chang in the audience. And I want to tell anybody that may not be familiar, but if you're a poker player in Vegas and you're going to go out for the day to play and you want to come tell us what you're going to go play, or if you want to tell us about a staking package, request a mic. And we try to get anybody requesting a mic that we know is playing currently or about to go out the door to play. We try to get you up here pretty quick so you can, not waste too much time waiting to get a microphone. So just everybody keep that in mind. If you're going to go out or if you're already out in Vegas, and you want to come in and tell us about a staking package or what you're playing today or how you did yesterday, request a mic and we will get you up really quick. And we don't play on that one because we just know how important it is for you to have a good mindset to get out the door. So just a little bit of info on that. Now, um, when I reached out to Joey, I said, Joe, what do you think? You feel like you want to get involved with this? We talked about him, doing like a coaching corner, a poker lesson. And he was all aboard. Absolutely. Let's do it every day. And, he may regret that decision come day 33, but we're rolling with it. And I'm really excited to do it because I love to learn and I love to provide the opportunity for others to do the same. So I'm really stoked that Joey has agreed to be at half past the hour every day to give us a poker lesson. So, in another life, Joey was in the insurance business, and he is currently a poker player, a coach, and an author. On the Hendon Mob, Joey is listed as having over 297,000 in live earnings, and is the proud owner of one WSOP ring and 3 Run Good series rings. He has several books that he has written, and I'm going to let him tell you about that, if not today, as we progress through the days of the WSOP and all Vegas poker coverage. We're going to touch on all of it. But without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to you, Joey Gargiulo. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sherry, and hello, everybody. So I'm going to be making a lot of references to Star Wars and Jedi Knights, because when you strip away all the Hollywood fluff, the whole theme of what a Jedi Knight is and the connection to the Force, it's actually very spiritual. In the spiritual world, we call it the Source, and it's basically the same thing. You see, in order to be the perfectly balanced version of ourselves, we need 2 things. We need to be balanced and connected, but we also need to know the knowledge. Like in Star Wars, you need to know the ways of the Jedi. And I have basically, not on purpose, but I've lived a life where I started playing cards when I was 5 years old. And unless you are comfortable with losing all the time, you have to evolve and you have to learn. So without even realizing it, I became a student of poker. And now I was already a student of philosophy. And as I'm reading my philosophy books, I keep finding more and more deeper, older, ancient ways that apply in life and in poker. And I write a lot of books about this kind of stuff. Now, I want everybody to get everything as clear as possible. I am one of you. And I truly believe that inside each one of us as poker players, there's a Jedi Knight waiting to be awakened. And I am on my leg of my journey, and each of you are on your different legs of your journeys. But the only way we really can grow is if we learn from each other. So I'm going to be sharing over these weeks what I've learned. I've watched thousands and thousands and hours of video. I mean, I grew up in an era where we watched poker on TV. I've seen every episode of WSOP, Main Event, WPT, Final Table, you name it. And then we have this magical world of the internet where I click a button and I can watch more footage. I've read hundreds of books. But more importantly, if you're good at chess, if you're good at golf, if you're kicking your friends' butts, you just don't go out and join the senior PGA Tour or the PGA Tour. You go out and you find a guide, you find a trainer, you find a coach. And that's what I did. When I decided 4 years ago that I was going to take my game from underground cash games to casino cash games to online, to take it live, before I stepped foot in the arena, I went out and found the best coaches. We're talking names like Alex Fox and Kristen Fox and Chance Cormuth, and my really good buddy, Lucky Chewy, Andrew Lichtenberger, who happened to grow up only 10 minutes from where I raised my children. So we learn the ways of those who are ahead of us, and they lift us up. So today we're going to talk about one of the most important things in poker. Now keep in mind, we are playing a game of imperfect information. It's like life. We can only see the cards that people reveal. We can only see the tells. We have limited knowledge. So one of the most important things is to put ourselves in a position where we have the most amount of knowledge to make the best rational logic decisions based upon what we know when we know it. So I've written a few books, and one of my books is called The Dirty Day Poker Coach. And what I basically did is I took decades of knowledge and just simplified it in a way where it could remind everybody, from somebody who just started playing poker to the top pros in the world, just to repeat the things that give us positive EV experience, right? That's all it comes down to, making positive EV decisions and less negative EV decisions. In that book, day one is about position. because a position is awareness. Awareness is knowledge, and knowledge is power. So let me read a little bit here, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so it starts off like this. If I could tattoo one poker truth onto the forehead of every struggling player, it would be this: position matters more than you think. In fact, it matters so much that many of the problems players keep blaming on bad luck are really position problems in disguise. Most weaker players still fall in love with their cards before they even think about their seat. That is backwards, my friends. Yes, your cards matter, but where you are sitting often matters just as much, maybe more. Position gives you information, and information is gold in poker. The later you act, the more you get to see before you make a decision. You get to watch who checks, who bets, who hesitates, who looks comfortable, who looks a little shaky, and who seems interested in the pot, and who is just going through the motions. In early position, you're speaking first into a room where several other people get a chance to interrupt you. That means you need stronger starting hands and better discipline. In late positions, you have more flexibility. You could steal more, control more, and punish weakness more effectively because the table has already revealed something before you act. This is why hand values change depending on where you are playing. A hand that feels cute under the gun can be a headache waiting to happen, but the same hand on the button may suddenly become useful. A marginal ace, a suited connector, a king with a weak kicker, these hands are not fixed in value. Position can make them playable or make them dangerous. Now, a little background about position. There are those of us who we've gone down this rabbit hole so far that forget about modern poker theory, because that's only 100 years old or less. We've gone deeper into the strategy, and eventually we end up in ancient China, scriptures about how to win war, about how to survive. Now, we've all heard of the book, The Art of War. What many people don't realize is that 90% of the content that we see about strategy and hear about strategy actually is borrowed from books like The Art of War. Now, I'll give you an example. You hear it all the time. People say, you must act strong when you're weak, and you must act weak when you're strong. That's a quote directly out of The Art of War. It's a poker book. There's a lot of ancient poker books because poker is life, poker is war, poker is everything. So, I don't advise you going out and buying The Art of War because this thing is thick. But I do say you should get the Cliff Notes version. I have a cool little copy that I carry around with me. Ask AI to give you the synopsis, and you're going to find out a lot of what you're missing because it's all in there. And in The Art of War, they speak about position, about being last to act, about how every defense is stronger than an offense. So if you're going to go out in the offense, you have to bring more ammunition, stronger hands. So let's talk poker specifically. Let's say you're looking at ace, jack, offsuit, and you're on the button. Now that's what I consider a sexy poker hand. And trust me, I know a thing or two about sexy poker hands because I wrote a book, The Knit's Guide to Sexy Poker Hands, and ace, jack, offsuit is in the book. Now, if everybody folds around to you and you're on the button with that hand, that's a powerful hand against the blinds, isn't it? Right? We could come out firing with that hand. But you take that same hand and you put it under the gun. Under the gun. See, this is where poker players sometimes miss the obvious. Why is the seat called under the gun? And I'll tell you why. Because you need to act like you have a gun to your head. And any hand you play out of that seat, you got to look at it and you got to say, Am I willing to bet my tournament life on this hand? So when you look down at a hand like H Jack offsuit, do you really want to take that hand into battle? Or would you rather wait for pocket queens or something? You get that? Under the gun. It's the same hand, different position, less information. These are the concepts that a lot of people just take for granted. We hear them all the time. But the truth is, um, if you pay attention if you pay attention to your position, after the flop, the edge gets even clearer. Acting last means you can decide whether to bet, to check back, to bluff, or take a free card after seeing what your opponent does first. Acting first means you're often forced to define your hand before you really know what kind of resistance is coming. And that is a hard way to earn a living. A lot of costly poker doesn't come from terrible hands. It comes from decent hands played from bad seats by players who want to get involved. You know, that urge to see if we can make something happen. Listen, that's the biggest, quietest bankroll killer in the game. So if you want a practical improvement, start immediately asking yourself not only what cards do I have, but start asking yourselves, where am I? You'll find that you'll start folding more junk from bad spots. You'll steal more pots from good ones, and you'll save yourself from getting into too many of those murky post-flop situations where you're guessing while somebody else is driving. Anyway, what I'd like to do is open it up to questions. We have time, right, Sherry?
Yes, you have some time. If anybody has any questions or comments, just request the microphone button and you're more than welcome to come up and discuss anything with Joey on that lesson. And we welcome it anytime. Isaac or Karen, do you have anything?
No,
No, I'm
but a
about to
great
drop down to
explanation.
listener. Oh, thank you. Sorry, Isaac. I'm gonna drop down to listener because I'm headed over, but I'm still gonna be listening.
Okay, thanks,
Mm.
Karen. Enjoy that haircut. Go
Thank
ahead,
you.
Isaac.
So, Sherry, I will say this, and I'm not going to say when, but for those that tune in every day, I will be announcing some highly, highly discounted, almost free versions of my books on Kindle for your audience. But I'm not going to say when, so everybody's going to have to tune in to find out. But there's going to
Oh,
be a giveaway every week for the entire summer camp.
thanks, Joey. That's awesome.
Mhm.
We appreciate that for
Mhm.
sure. What a great lesson. You've given me so much food for thought, and yeah, I love it. And I hope our audience enjoyed it as much. If you did, please give us some hearts in the audience and let Joey know that you enjoyed what he did for us today. And what lesson you going to teach tomorrow? And I see somebody's coming up. What's your lesson tomorrow, Joey?
So tomorrow we're going to talk about how tight is not weak. It's actually a sign of strength because we get to save some chips, but I won't give it away. But
I love it.
it's all about discipline.
I love that topic as well. Exec Deck, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the panel. And questions or comments? Go ahead, buddy.
Hi, Sherry, and hi. I just wanted to just tap in and say hi and say, let's go WSOP time. It's finally time. Well, I appreciate the space and your commitment to it, and Joey, appreciate your knowledge and wisdom out there. My only question is, how do I play pocket jacks into the gun? I can't get that one.
you you play 'em like aces, my friend. Okay, you just shove that stack all in and
Just-
play. Okay, if they
uh,
got it, they got it, right? And that's what it
right,
comes down to. But they don't. What they don't know is they don't know if you have it, right? If you show any sign of weakness, they'll figure it out. But if you play 'em like aces, they'll never know.
right.
I love
Thank you.
that.
Appreciate it.
I love that. Dibs, welcome to the panel. Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Well, it's morning for me here in California. Yo, Joey, that was pretty cool. You said you like have a storyteller sort of narrative and a cool voice. So I'm tuning in more often to learn from you. That was really cool. The thing I wanted to ask a question about, just to hear your take, as you were going outside of the realm of poker and referencing things like the art of war and where we can, gather lessons and bring them back into our table game. And I heard you talking about position. I instantly started thinking, negotiation tactics. And when you're
Right.
last to act, you're in a good spot. On the other side of that, though, there is a real thing in the world as an entrepreneur called the first mover advantage. And it's sort of the antithesis of being first act versus last act. And so I kind of wanted to hear your take on the other side of this situation, is knowing when to be a first mover versus when to just only capture the position of being last to act and using that as your advantage.
Oh, that is a great question. So there's this story going on at the table. I call it the poker dance. I've written a book about it. I'm actually very fortunate. For 4 weeks in a row, it's the #1 selling book of poker new releases. And we need to hear the music at the table, because the answer to your question is never straightforward. It has to do with the choreography of the table, of the timing. So as we remember now, God gave us 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth for a reason. We need to listen. We need to watch. We need to absorb. We need to, even if we can't see everything, our subconscious mind can. Store all that information in your subconscious mind, and then use your intuition to know when to shift each gear. The longer you do it, the longer you try, you obtain this thing that we call flow state. Look it up, flow state. Every athlete, every competitor, everybody who's ever been on top of their game achieves flow state. And it gets to the point, like my buddy Lucky Chew, he's teaching me how to almost see the cards, know what my players have, know what card is coming next. And when you're that connected to the game, you'll know when to shove those jacks first. You also know when to fold them, because there's a story, and it depends on the players. It depends on where we're at in the tournament. It depends on our chip stack. There's so many variables, but we figure it out. Our subconscious brains can do that for us. We just have to pay attention.
I love that. Go ahead, Dips.
Oh, I was just going to say that is so true. And I have to add a follow-up question then. Today I am, in about 7 hours, beginning my journey to Las Vegas and playing in the first event of the series tomorrow. And what is your advice for getting in the flow state? And
all right, the first thing is, if you can manage it, don't play tomorrow. Give yourself a day off to balance and rest and get used to the time. Walk around, absorb the atmosphere, make it a fun day, and then play the next day. All right. We need, in order to be on top of our game, we need no jet lag, no lack of sleep. We need to not just jump in the first event when we land on the ground, but yet so many players do it. And so many of us have figured out how to capitalize and exploit those players fresh off the plane. I live in Vegas. Trust me. There's planes coming in and out every day. I love it. Okay. Because they run right to the casinos and they run right to the poker room. So if you can manage it in your schedule, take a day off to reflect, to absorb, and come out fresh on Wednesday. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. And you were confirming something I was toying with in my mind. So tomorrow we're getting a haircut. We're going to the Apple store and we're going to relax and study and spend some time praying and meditating and getting ready for Wednesday. Thanks, Joey.
Yeah. Your inner Jedi Knight will thank you. Okay, think about a Jedi Knight in Star Wars. They're not always active with their lightsabers. Boom, 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 boom. No, they're very reserved. They're balanced. They're observing. They're rested, and that's what you need.
They're
Right?
planning.
Yeah, exactly.
They're planning.
Yep.
I love that. Dibs, anything else, buddy?
No, that's everything. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to drop back down to listener. Thank you so much, Joey.
You got it.
Thanks, Dib. Safe travels to Vegas and good luck, and keep us updated on what your progress is. I mentioned earlier that Kathy Chang was in our audience, and she sent me a DM, and it says, "Hey Sherry, I'm playing day 2 of the Win $1,100 '08, so I will have to leave early, but congrats on another WSOP Spaces. I will listen to it later." So good luck, Kathy, on that day 2 at the Win. She is a crusher. She is a crusher. And if you like to do stakings, she's on pokerstake.com. I've staked her myself in the past, and she's a good one to stake for sure. Okay, Joey, um, did you have anything else you needed to wrap up with, or
Nope, I'm just looking forward to listening to the rest of the show.
I appreciate you and your efforts for sure, Joey. And I'm looking forward to 53 days of Joey giving us a poker lesson. And Dibs is absolutely right. You have the perfect voice for spaces to tell us the story and to coach us. So appreciate you, Joey. And
Thank you,
Joey,
Terry.
absolutely. And just truth be told, Joey's going to join us at the meetup game with hopefully his lovely wife, Colette. So I'm excited about that. And I hope everybody else is going to join us as well. It's going to be a fun time. Exec Deck, did you have anything else for Joey before I move on?
Not specifically, but certainly appreciate your insight. And yes, you have a very zen and calming voice, and it's motivating and giving me some confidence. I'm going out to play in event number 1 as well. So best of luck to everybody. Dibs. Hopefully, see you at the final table.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that, so as a poker coach, most of my students are us. They're entering mid stakes. So I have to stay connected to my audience. So I'm playing the same events as you. I'll be in that opener as well. And you could find me in a $200 tournament at South Point. I have to feel the pain of what everybody else is feeling in order to appreciate it, in order to give advice with it. So I'm one of you, my friend.
Well,
Appreciate you, man. Good luck.
Mhm.
I'm going to add that Joey just didn't you just chop at South Point the other day?
I did. I chopped over at South Point and on a $180 event took home 2K, which was
I
nice.
love it.
One bullet. That's all we do. One bullet and we go home.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And we are huge South Point supporters and lovers. We always try to go as a group to play some poker there when we're in Vegas together. And hopefully we didn't let in December because we were so busy, but hopefully we will this visit at the end of June. And just a little shout out to South Point and what they got going on today at 10 a.m. They have a $300 buy-in. It's a 300K multi-day, day 1A, 30K starting stack, $300,000 guarantee. At 2:10 p.m., they have a $120 buy-in, 20K starting stack, a chip chop survivor, 6K guarantee. At 6:10 p.m. is day 1B of that 300K guarantee. And at 10:10 p.m. is one of our favorite tournaments, is a $120 buy-in, 20K starting stack, no limit turbo bounty. The bounties are $25. It's a 4K guarantee. So that's what's going on at South Point today. Just thought I'd get that out there because, we got to start talking about the poker part of what's going on at summer camp. There's so much to unpack when we start these daily spaces that sometimes I feel like, oh, it's too much. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, it's not enough. But whatever it is, we'll just keep on doing it. Jeff Platt is going to join us here shortly, so I'm looking forward to that, and I know you guys are as well. I want to give the numbers, the WSOP 2025 numbers. There were 246,960 entrants. There were $481 million awarded. Record-breaking numbers for sure. And what will we do this year? It's going to be interesting to see if we, bust through those numbers, be it right about the same numbers or whatever. So I can't wait to see where those numbers end up for sure. A little side note: Kevin Mathers tweeted the other day, and this is a topic that is brought up several times as we go through the daily coverage of the WSOP, and that is when you buy in, when does your stack become active? And so the other day, Kevin tweeted the following: if you register before a tournament, and of course he's talking about on the WSOP app, if you register before the tournament, do not click on the sit in button until you're ready to play. Then you will receive a full stack when you are seated. So I'm going to reread that again because I think it's really important. And believe me, this comes up a million times in tweets as the summer goes on because people are coming and going from and to and from Vegas. Okay. So if you register on the app before a tournament begins or before, even after, right? I guess, well, let me take that back. I'm just going to read it like he puts it. If you register before a tournament, do not sit, do not click on the sit in button until you're ready to play. Then you'll receive a full stack when you're seated. So that's before the tournament begins. So just to be clear, I didn't want to mix that up for anybody. So that's really good information to know. That stack doesn't become active until you click that sit in toggle. So be careful when you're working in that app. So when you sit down, you have your full stack. ASG, you want not ASG, sorry, Asimov. Do you have anything you'd like to add at this point?
No, 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 not at this very moment. Really looking forward to the coaching though. I like the whole, perspective of tying it back into like really dope books like Art of War. I want to see what other books get referenced along the way. Maybe we start a reading list off of that or something.
And
That would be dope.
I love it. And I'm going to tell you, he's not the first poker player that I've heard reference that book. And so every time somebody references that book, I'm like, well, it kind of makes sense, right? Because you're strategically planning as you work your way through a hand. Pardon me. And so it definitely makes sense for sure. And I'm looking forward to Joey's coaching. I think it's going to be fabulous.
I appreciate it.
The only
It's
funny
funny,
thing
there
was,
are no original ideas. We just all kind of arrive to the same place. So 21 years ago, I actually found a book, and you can still find it on Amazon. It's called Poker and the Art of War. So somebody actually took a lot of the correlations between that giant book and poker and put it into print. And I've read it, and it's missing some stuff, which is okay because the Art of War
Right.
is a big book. But it's a pretty good book. I would definitely look into it.
I love it. There you go, Isaac. Isaac is an avid reader.
indeed, indeed. Yo, funny
Oh,
enough,
and
as
Sherry,
he was
Colette just
mentioning
said add it to the
about
list.
Under the Gun,
Wait a minute. Hold on. Joey,
right?
can you hear Isaac? Isaac, go ahead and
That's a
talk.
good question, right?
Yeah, I don't think he can. Joey, can you
Can you
hear
hear me,
Isaac?
Joey?
Now I can, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
No, no, no. What I was gonna say was, when he was mentioning about Under the Gun, right? And how you should think about you got a gun pointed at your head. Think about how many people we play with. That was just like playing Deer Hunter. You know, so they're playing Russian roulette every game.
You're not lying. He's talking about our games in the Green Visor gang.
Oh, I've played in there. Trust me, I know.
Oh, I forgot you played. I
Indeed, you
forgot.
have.
Yes, I need to upload some money because you guys took it all.
Hey, listen, listen. You know what? It'd be dope if you joined us for Phase 7 right now. That's our season. Our seasons are a little bit different, and they've been getting really, really good games going. I mean, we go about 4 hours every game, but if you can get the time and join us, we got to get you into Phase 7, Joy. It'd be dope.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, I'll definitely send you some money. Oh, and Sherry, Colette heard you call her out, so she said add her to the meetup game list.
Yes, go collect, go. I can't wait to see y'all. And I want to give a little reminder to my Green Visor Gang Discord family. I posted something in there yesterday, a challenge for today in this space. So you may be missing out on it. Some I see are right on board with it. So I'm not going to say what it is because you needed to see it in that Discord, but I am giving something away. So just saying, you might want to check the Discord, people. That's for the Green Visor Gang Discord. Check it out, folks. Now I see a familiar face amongst us. And I'm excited he's joining us today. First, a quick word about Jeff Platt. He was born in Dallas, Texas, and a graduate of USC. We won't hold that against him. With a degree in broadcast journalism. In another life, Jeff covered the Mavericks, the Spurs, before making his way into the poker world by joining the Poker News staff, Friday Night Poker, and Poker Go, of course. Recently, Jeff joined the WSOP family. And thank you so much for joining us today, Jeff.
You got it, Sherry. Happy to be here. I think this is the first space I've done, so I'm just happy that I clicked the right buttons. And for you, I would jump on a space. So it's good to chat with y'all as we ramp up for the World Series.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm glad you're joining us. And I'm glad we're popping that cherry of your very first space, as people know I like to say. Everybody's getting pumped up. We have some folks that are with us this morning that are getting ready to walk out the door and drive to Vegas, or they're flying in today, or they'll be there tomorrow. So, as you know, everybody is a buzz and excited that the WSOP is about to start. Are there any announcements or anything you want to tell us right off the top that we may not know, or we may need to know and hear it again?
Well, I think I want to tell you that this is going to be the greatest World Series of Poker ever. From a production standpoint, from a player experience standpoint, it's going to be fantastic. We do start tomorrow. I do recommend, just for as far as speed and efficiency is concerned, if you did not play last year, I would download that WSOP Live app. It's formerly known as the WSOP Plus app. That'll just help you get going and register, and you will have to verify if you did not last year. So just be prepared for that. The lines won't be as long as they will be last year. You'll verify your app and your payment method just one time, and then you'll be good to go on the app the rest of the way. So I would just insist on driving everybody to the app to make your experience as seamless as possible. And as far as announcements from a player standpoint is concerned, that would be my go-to, Sherry.
Well, and I think that's a great a great point to make. And the app has definitely had some improvements this year, and it is very easy to maneuver around, and there's a plethora of information you can gather off of it, and it makes registration easy and seat assignment easy. So I think that's a great piece of advice. Hey, tell us what your new job is at the WSOP.
Well, the fancy title is Global Broadcast Talent. Now, again, that's a little bit too fancy. Basically, I'll just be doing what y'all have seen me do in years past. If they need somebody to show up with a microphone, that is.
Uh-oh, we're losing you. We're losing you.
Down. Sorry, I'm driving through a Vegas dead zone. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, great. I'm hosting a new I'll be out of this dead zone in just 30 seconds, by the way. Hosting a new pregame show called WSOP Countdown. Looking forward to that. I'll be on the floor. I have a little bit more say in the behind the scenes / producing role, a little bit more say in the overall player experience, just trying to make things easier for you guys when you come to the Pearson Horseshoe to enhance your World Series of Poker experience. And it's just being a part of the World Series of Poker team, and we call it now a World Series of Poker family. I'll be exclusive to World Series of Poker, and it's a real dream job for me, Sherry. So I'm excited to really ramp it up with this 2026 World Series.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the day it was announced, I was so excited. I was like, there could not be a better fit,
Thank you.
in that job. I'm just going to tell you, I'm a big fan. I think you're one of the hardest working people in poker media. And, you're not fake. Like, you're the real deal, and you talk from your heart, which I think a lot of people lose that as they get, too involved with their job, so to speak. And so, or the product. So I really appreciate your angle, and of course your sense of humor, and how can we forget what a lucky charm you are when you interview people at the side of the tables, right? But we're not going to dwell on that. We're going to talk about the Thunderdome is moving over to the Paris, and
Yeah.
how excited are you about that new location for the set?
Well, first of all, thank you for the kind words. Genuinely means a lot to me. You know, I've tried to be the connection between you guys watching at your own poker games to what's actually going on at the World Series and take you all inside. So I'm glad, based off what you said, that I've been able to do that at least in some form. And yeah, this set is just going to be awesome. It's very, very hard for me to put into words like what this is going to look like, despite seeing the renderings, despite being there over the last couple of days and seeing the layout. I mean, you mentioned that we move over to Paris. It's because the stage literally could not fit in Horseshoe. Like that gives
Oh,
you a sign
wow.
of just how big this is. This is, I want to say, 3 times bigger than anything we've ever done. That includes a massive set at WSOP Paradise. I mean, it's the length of a football field, I think.
Wow.
It is just huge. We have 5 feature tables, 3 that are up on the main stage. And I think what's important to note, Sherry, is that these feature tables won't just be used for the World Series of Poker main event, but they'll be used every day in our live stream coverage. So we're going to have comprehensive coverage, and the brand new set will help us do that. This is a Poker Go company in Blueprint 52 that has done some really cool sets in the past, and this is a super ambitious project, but it's one that they're pulling off, and it's one that I can't wait for y'all to see, whether you're in person and you come take a picture of it, or whether you're watching us on YouTube or eventually ESPN for the main.
Oh my God, how exciting. Like, I have spent
Hmm.
so much time in the Thunderdome, and I don't care how many times you walk into that room, whether it was at the Rio or here at the Horseshoe, or now it's going to be at the Paris. When you walk into that room and see that Thunderdome, you just get you just get the sense of wow. Like, it is
Yeah.
such a wow factor. It's so impressive. It's just fun. There is fun in the air, and it's all surrounding poker. And you can sit there and watch the broadcast in live time, and it's
Mm.
just fascinating and fun. Like, it is fun.
Yeah, and I think along those lines, Sherry, you'll know this, that in years past, if you showed up and it looked great and the atmosphere was still strong, but the viewing experience live was not fantastic.
Horrible.
You couldn't really see what was going on. You'd be lucky to have a monitor where you could see all ins and calls, but you had no announcements or anything of that sort. So a big part of this is enhancing the viewing experience, because we want those like really rowdy
All right.
final table rails. That's going to make our show. So hopefully this is a work in progress. I'm not saying we have figured it all out and it'll be the perfect rail setup, but I am saying it's going to be better, and the people in the rail will be more involved in the production that we put on, because it's going to be easier to see what's going on. At least that's my dream. That's my hope. We'll see
That would
how
be
it's actually executed.
Look, that'll be amazing because for those that may have never been there in person to see it, when you're watching that live table in person, you really have a terrible view of the table. The cards may
Yeah.
come up on the monitor. You have no idea who bet what. You're just waiting to see what the players' reactions are to the hand, basically, right? Um,
Right. And it'll be much better than that this year. That I can promise you.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about that because guess what? We all love poker. We want to know what's going on at that table in full detail. I can remember watching Scotty win on a final table at Horseshoe. I think it was maybe 3 years ago. I can't even remember.
Mhm.
And all I kept thinking is, what's going on? What's going on? And thankfully, I just happened to be over toward his rails. So he would come over and tell the rail what was going on. And I was like, yes, I've got firsthand knowledge now, right? And so anything you could do to improve that experience is going to be a major improvement as far as I'm concerned. And that's not,
That's important to us. That's
yeah.
important to us. The spectator experience is that, like, I want you to come to the World Series of Poker even if you aren't playing, even if you don't have a family member who's at a final table or something. I want there to be a reason for people who are poker fans who might not yet be ready to play in the World Series for a variety of reasons to come into our arena to check it out and to see just how cool it is. And I think the spectator experience is going to be vastly improved this year. Again, like I said, this is not end of the road. This is a work in progress over the next couple of years, but it's something that we're excited about.
Well, it sounds like a great starting point to me. And just on that note about bringing people in um, that may be new to the game or, it's first timers or whatever, I have brought several people that have come into town. My kids will come into town when I'm at the WSOP and they'll and some of their friends will meet us from around the country or whatever. And when we were at the Rio, I made them all, I'm like, you guys all have to come see this. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to come see it. And they were all very thankful. And then we did it again at the Horseshoe because it is something you should see. And what I would say is, I know you guys don't play poker like my kids do, but they're friends. I'm like, I know you guys don't play poker, but you've seen it on TV. And I want you to
Mhm.
experience what you're seeing on TV in real life because it is a production. Like, it is no small feat. A lot goes into it. And I'm excited to hear about the improvements. I really am.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And I think to your point, Jack and his team at Caesars, at Horseshoe, at Paris, they do an outstanding job as
Yes.
far as live event management is concerned. I mean, when you have thousands and thousands of people in the building, and I'm just so impressed. It's
Yes.
exactly what you said. I'm just so impressed that they're able to pull this off on a daily basis, and hopefully our production value can at least compete with what they do in the live event space.
Well, I'm sure it is. And guess what? Change is good sometimes. And I think this
Yeah.
is going to be one of those times for sure. Now, let's talk about something that's kicking off tonight. And we here in Spaces have a Team Spacers ODB Baker team,
Nice.
fantasy team. And just so you know, and last year I was actually one of the stakers in your team, but we're going to talk about that
Sure.
on another day.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we won't go into that, but it's okay. So tell us, are there any dollar sleepers that are people that you think will be dollar sleepers?
Yeah, I got a couple for you. I mean, I want to really hone in on Baby Shark, Christina Gollins.
Oh,
I
yeah,
actually don't give this away to any other people who are at the 25K fantasy draft today, but for you guys, totally fine. She's playing a full World Series of Poker schedule,
right.
and I just think she's great value. I mean, the scoring structure is organized in a sense where if you can have somebody who goes really deep in like a monster stack or millionaire maker or main event, you're going to receive a lot of points. And I think there's great value associated with somebody like Christina. And then my other one, I'm biased because he's a friend of mine, but Ben Ludlow, co-host of the Poker News podcast, he's also firing a full schedule. He's got a lot of mixed games on his agenda as well, very winnable tournaments for him. So those are the two that we're kind of honing in on
I
at
like it.
25K fantasy. But as you know, Sherry, my track record in this has not been fantastic. So
I'm
maybe you
not
want to
trying to
save those
call,
picks
look,
for
I'm
me.
not trying to call you out. Okay. I promise I'm not trying to call you out, but we're just going to have a discussion. And I keep telling people to shut their mouths about Alan Kessler. I've been saying for 6 months he's going to win a bracelet this summer, and people keep spilling the beans that he should be drafted. Leave him alone. He's ours. He's Team Spacer's pick. Y'all find someone else. Like, just find somebody else.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, listen, the guy puts in the volume, right? The guy will be there every single day, and he's about due to win one.
Right. The
So
odds are in
I'm
his
with it. I
favor.
support it. Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
odds
At
are
this
in his
point, they
favor.
are.
Who do you
At
think's
this
going to be
point, they
the
are.
top dollar amount player?
That's a good question. I mean, I think I would be surprised if it was not one of the following three: Sean Deeb, Daniel Negreanu, Texas Mike. I mean, those three are the ones that are firing the absolute full slate. That they'll play everything from the 250K down to the 1Ks that they'll blast off in. So I'm pretty sure those three they'll be in that 100 to 130 range, and I think that next tier will be Nick Schulman, Yuri Zivalevsky, I would normally say Jeremy Osmus, but I think he's missing the beginning of
He
the
is.
WSOP. Yeah, so that 5 will be the top tier.
I noticed you left out the grinder.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he would be a solid, $70 to $80 play. I would be surprised if his schedule was as wild as a Sean Deeb or Daniel Negreanu's or even Texas Mike's.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. And for those that don't know, Poker.org is going to do a fantasy free roll.
That's right.
And the draft opens at 4 p.m. on May 26th, and their deadline is going to be May 28th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So that's a fun sweat. They have some great prizes to give away for that as well. So anybody that's interested, it's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with it last year. Some of the folks in here are on the team with me, and honestly, you would think that we're going to win $45 million the way that we are scheming about who we're going to pick. It's hilarious, and I wouldn't trade it for $1 million. When is the first broadcast on the new set?
It's a good question. We are scheduled right now for May 29th, starting our coverage with the 25K Heads Up Championship. That's always subject to change. I mean, this is a massive
Sure.
project, massive undertaking. The stage has been already being built for the last week and a half or so, and we still have a lot of work to do. But we're targeting the Heads Up Championship, and we'll have our WSOP countdown show before every live stream. When I say Heads Up Championship, we'll focus on tables throughout. It's not just like we're showing you the final match or a final table, while also keeping our eyes on everything else that's going on at the World Series of Poker. So the 5K final table will be all over the mini mystery millions. We'll have, again, I keep using this term, comprehensive coverage for the World
Right.
Series of Poker. We have camera crews in Paris. They can go over to Horseshoe if we've got something going on there. We'll be ready to rock and roll at some point within the next week.
I love it. And guess what? We want it right, not fast, right? We want it right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's what I keep telling everybody. We should not be rushed in this kind of a process. This
Yeah.
is something that's going to last years, so no reason to
Yeah.
rush.
And if you rush it, you know there's going to be an issue. So don't rush it. Don't
Right. So
rush it.
true.
You'll pay the price on the end if you rush it. Just get it right first. Do it right. Do it right for yourselves and
You're
your own
right.
sakes. But can
So
we
true.
talk about Patchgate for a minute, please?
Absolutely. Yeah, whatever you want to ask.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through the list of the patches that I think have been approved thus far.
Okay.
If any of them are incorrect, let me know, and I'm going to cross them off the list. Okay.
Okay.
So of course, GG Poker and WSOP, ACR, WPA, which is the Women Poker Association, Globetrotting Poker, Bet MGM, Vamoose Poker Tour, Bit B Poker, Chip Leader Coaching, Omaha Mate. Now, these are the ones I'm questioning so far. Donkey Only, is that an approved one?
I don't have a list of specifics in front of me, but I have no offense to Donkey Poker. I've never heard of them. So, but that they're probably totally fine.
Okay. How about Gotham Poker?
I'm also not sure. I'll tell you this. How about I just tell you the no's?
Okay,
And
perfect.
then, the
Perfect.
no's, I believe, are Coin, Phenom, Club WPT Gold, and Clubs or Club Poker. I might be misunderstanding their names. So those would be the no's that I've heard of so far.
Okay, perfect. The only one I had that I didn't have that you spoke of is the club poker. So I did have the other three. And of course, one of them is no surprise. We would be surprised if it wasn't on the list, for sure. Is there anything you want to touch on? I know I told you 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. So I appreciate your time. Is there anything else you want to touch on before I just cut you loose and give you your time?
I appreciate you doing this, Sherry, and bringing me on and giving me the time. I will just say on the topic that we previously discussed, I think there's a little bit of the misconception or there's this narrative that, GG and WSOP are shutting everybody out who we consider to be competition. If that were the case, we would not have greenlit BetMGM, like you said. We would not have
Right.
greenlit poker stars. We would not have greenlit BetMGM. We would not have given Rampage of Vlogger Pass. We would not have given Brad Owen of Vlogger Pass. There's so many rules and regulations and sponsorship laws and Nevada gaming laws and conversations with Caesars, who is the host of the World Series of Poker. So that's all. And of course, when you go through what I just mentioned, there are going to be a couple of no's, but the notions that we're just shutting everybody out and try to make it all WSOP or all GG is false. And then other than that, I'm just super excited for the World Series of Poker, of course, like I mentioned right off the top. I'm excited for you guys to come check us out, whether it's in person or whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on ESPN for the World Series of Poker main event. So that's all I got for you, Sharon. I appreciate the
Wow.
time as always. And anytime you need me, you let me know.
Well, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate your time for sure. And I definitely will be reaching out for you to come in and give us some updates as the summer goes on. And I'm going to put a little bug in your ear and hope you join me for an interview once the WSOP is in your rear view mirror. We will do a proper interview. Sound good?
Booked. We are booked. Booked for both.
I love it. I see Barry came up, so I want to give him a chance in case he had a question for you. Go ahead, Barry.
Hey, thanks, Sherry. Good stuff,
Thank you.
as always.
Thanks.
HCL is going to be streaming live at the WSOP.
Yeah,
Where's that going to be?
that's a good question. You're right, Barry. So on the weekends, HCL will have their production team work. One of those 5 featured tables I mentioned will be reserved for Hustler. I think we're calling it World Series of Poker something or other. There will be WSOP branding, but it will be that HCL team. But I do believe right now it's scheduled for weekends only.
I love that. I did forget about that. Thanks, Barry. Did you have anything else, bud?
Miami John into the WSOP Hall of Fame.
Say that one more time, Barry. Sorry.
Miami John Sanudo into the WSOP Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, the Poker Hall of Fame is something that I think you'll see some tweaks on within the next year or so. And I mean, that gentleman is a surefire WSOP Hall of Famer, in my opinion. No, undoubtedly.
Oh, you know what I wanted to bring up, if you don't mind a few more minutes, Jeff,
Go ahead.
is the player of the year, because the rules have changed. And of course, we have some folks that already have points are in, first, second, and third place. Marius Kuzman and Shandib and Petro. Is it Festino? Anything you want to tell us about that player of the year, the changes to that?
Well, it is a huge change. So I appreciate you bringing it up. And we've heard over the years, like, hey, they gave away a Toyota Tundra for player of the year back in the day. Can we do something that's at least similar? And so WSOP was like, okay, cool. We'll put $1 million into the prize pool for player of the year, which is awesome. And I think it's going to enhance the race. I think the race is very wide open. I mean, we saw Sean Deeb have a great series in Europe, but he's still very likely to be caught. You already mentioned Marius, just by winning the WSOP Europe main event, is above him anyway. So I think we're going to have an open race throughout the entire year. It's player of the year, so it consists of our premier bracelet series, which is Europe, which is Vegas, which is Paradise. And we might have quite a race to the finish line there in Paradise, which I think makes it really compelling and exciting to follow along.
I love that it's for the whole year. I love that it's other locations that count. I love the adjustments.
Me too. I think that they were necessary changes, at least to put in a prize pool of sorts, give players something to chase. And we're paying out the top 100 as far as player of the year standings is concerned. So if you're 98th in the player of the year race, you're still going to get a little something from
Love it.
WSOP. Yeah, so I'm
I
excited. It's
love it.
more inclusive.
Absolutely. And guess what? It also gives folks a chance to set some goals, right? And be a part of it. I love it. The more the merrier. I brought up the Green Visor Gang account. I think Mac is behind it. I'm going to give him, and then Mike is coming up to a chance. And then I promise, Jeff, will let you off the hook. Green Visor Gang.
Mike, I am not accepting any questions from because I have an interview with him to do
Yeah,
in
no,
1
when
minute.
will you get inside? We're trying to do this podcast, bro.
Sherry, I'm procrastinating here because I'm dreading joining those guys for the Poker News podcast.
Well, love you,
Let's go to
Mike.
Green Visor Gang. Get in a question, please.
No, I just wanted to come up here and thank you guys for this amazing space. Wish everybody a happy Memorial Day. Loving the information. I don't want to hold Jeff up. I don't have any questions. Just coming up here to commend everybody on the stage. Joey, I loved everything you talked about in the first half of the space. It was just great insight. I see Dibs coming up here and the community pulling up, and Sherry, whatever we can do to help you grow out the space. Where our announcement channel in our Discord poker. Let's start putting it in there. Because at the end of the day, there's just so many gems to be gained in these type of spaces. So again, Sherry, thanks for doing this so consistently. Just here to throw some flowers at you.
Oh, I love you. Thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate
Very
you.
nice.
Appreciate you and the gang for sure. Appreciate my whole audience. We do this for the love of poker, right? We do it for the love of poker, and we're all in it together. And the world of poker is big enough for all of us. You guys have heard me say that a million times. So, Jeff, I know you have an appointment. Isaac, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Actually, yeah, I had one question.
Sure.
If somebody wants to get their patch in reviewed for like this year, I assume it's already too late.
No.
What is the
It's
deadline?
not.
If
It's not.
not,
You just email sponsorship@wsop.com. It will never be too late as far as patches are concerned. It'd only be too late for like media credentials, vlogger credentials, etc.
Awesome. Thank you for that question.
awesome,
Appreciate
awesome,
it.
hell yeah,
Jeff, I
yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
you.
Appreciate you.
And good luck,
Thank
Jeff,
you.
to a great summer in that new job and role. And I appreciate you for sure. And we'll be talking soon, bud.
Thank you guys for the time and for the kind words. I appreciate it. Have a great summer,
Thanks.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff Platt, folks. What a delight.
Let's
What
go.
a delight. I appreciate everybody that came up with questions and comments for sure. And it was quite funny that Mike came in here because he's supposed to be going on their podcast as we speak. So,
Like
quite
right
comical.
now, right? That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's so funny. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Jeff is one of the hardest working guys in the world of poker. I'm just going to put it out there. And I appreciate his efforts. He took time out of his schedule for us. And I appreciate that for sure. Anybody have anything they want to bring up before we move on to anything else?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I do couple things. Couple things. One, I didn't know that they moved the production over to Paris. So did they take the big ballroom where the Kings thing set up was
Yes.
for the production
Yes.
now?
That area
Yo,
back there. Now, I don't know if it's going to go east to west, north to south. I don't know, but that's the area that they're using back there in that back section.
that's amazing. That's
Yes.
gonna be wild.
Yes. And it's supposed to be
So
ginormous.
everything is moved over to, yeah. So that means that everything now has moved over to Horseshoe.
The
So wow.
Okay, not everything. So tables will be at Horseshoe in the two ballrooms at Horseshoe. There'll be poker tables, and of course there'll be poker tables upstairs where they run the dailies upstairs by the Horseshoe Poker Room. You go up the escalators, so all of
Yeah, the
those,
corral.
right? All of
Yeah.
those will still be used for poker tables, and then the Paris Ballroom will have the live set with, he said, live tables, and then it will also have poker tables as well.
Sherry, I have a little inside info from my
Whoa.
circle.
Go ahead,
And
buddy.
the deep stacks are actually moving down to Paris. They're
Oh,
not going to be
praise
upstairs,
Jesus.
which is really awesome because they'll be in the same room as the stage, right?
Yes. I love it. Here's Kevin. Hopefully he's going to come up here and give us the lay of the land because there are changes this year, and they're great changes. Like there's going to be a WSOP store now, a storefront. It's not just a room that they've devoted for that, for the WSOP. It's actually a storefront that I'm assuming is going to be there for 12 months a year. Hey, Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Are you there, buddy?
It helps when I turn the mic
Oh,
on.
it does help if you turn the mic on. How are you, pal? Welcome to Vegas, even though I'm not there.
Hey, thanks, Sherry. It's good to be here in Vegas. It's been a couple months since I was last here, but I was listening to I'm listening to the space and hearing everyone get excited for all the goings on starting tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Hell yes. Hell yes. And tomorrow at 9 a.m., let's talk about it. You have what going on at 9 a.m.?
Well, that is when when the WSP main cage will open.
Right,
So that's where you can get So there are some slight changes. So people may remember, where you would have to register for events,
right,
and that was in that was in the Paris Convention Center, and that was used to be in the Champagne Ballroom,
right.
and now they've made a slight change. They've moved it actually next door. It's in the Versailles Ballroom. There's going to be a lot of it's in the same convention center, but just basically it's next door.
Okay,
Um, People that remember the verification desk, payouts, et cetera, et cetera. That's where they will also have they'll do the live registration there as well. So if you're buying in with cash, that's going to be that's also going to be where the main cage is.
okay,
So, and what they've done is they have moved now. So people may remember the GG Platinum Lounge. That was next door. That was next door. So they've moved that
okay,
they've moved that to Horseshoe.
okay.
So it's gonna be a pretty large space that it's gonna the Versailles Ballroom is gonna have your live registration, your cashier, as it were,
Right,
your payouts, your verification. If you need to deposit into your Paris tournament account, and basically there's gonna be WSP live support, et cetera. Basically, it's basically a one-stop shop.
nice.
Now, what they're doing is with the champagne room, in Champagne, they're actually going to have tables in that area.
Oh,
It's going to
okay.
be it's going to be the yellow section. I believe they're going to have 50 tables there, and then they will have as there's also that's also going to be where they would have the retail store, which is they are going to have the retail store is going to be there, but as you mentioned, they are going to have a permanent store. It's basically going to be right across from Flavor Town
Right, right,
in the hallway between Horseshoe and Paris. So I assume that will open tomorrow morning at 9 as well. At least, yeah, I haven't been told that, but that would make sense.
right, right. Okay, now the kickoff tournament at noon is the mini Mystery Millions, right? Flight 1A. And that's
That is correct.
a $550 buy-in for those that are
Yep.
interested. Then at 2
Hmm.
o'clock is the No Limit 8 Max, which is a 5K buy-in. And
Yep.
so that's exciting. And then there's
Yep.
a bunch of isn't there a bunch of
All the daily.
satellites?
Yep. There's going to be satellites into the Mystery Millions, mini Mystery Millions, and of course the daily deep stacks. Now, an important note that players should be aware of. If you're playing the 10 o'clock tournaments, or tomorrow the mini Mystery Millions,
Right.
you should expect to be playing that in Horseshoe, and that's going to be in the grand ballroom.
Okay.
People probably so, and people, that's where you're going to be seeing your 10 o'clock tournaments. Now tournaments that start at 12 and 2, you're going to expect to see those are going to be in Paris, and that's going to be the yellow section, which I mentioned was champagne. Then they're going to have black and white, and probably another color in there, but and also and another important note is that the daily deep stacks and satellites are going to be in the event center, which is where they used to have the stage, your Thunderdome, as it were. So
I
the
love that change.
yes, I know people have had issues, with the Normandy and Province. They both of those rooms have 50 tables each, and it definitely gets a bit cramped. So there's a lot more tables this year in the event center because there's no stage. So it's I was able to take a look at on Friday, and it looked pretty good. So
Nice. Well, and
so
I'm going to
it
tell you, those upstairs room, the Normandy and the other room, it was, yeah, it's a little cramped, but for me, that wasn't even the issue. It was the temperature. Like it was so warm in there. Um,
mhm.
and so I'm happy that, yes, we'll have a little more space, but it also hopefully not be as hot because you don't have, what do you have, 5,000 people in that one room. So, and it's a small room for that many tables, if you think about it. And we're spoiled. I mean, we are. We're
Yeah,
spoiled by ballrooms. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We are definitely
yeah,
spoiled. Um,
yeah. And
go ahead.
so I'll just note that you may, they're those Normandy and Province are going to be used more for the overflow. So, like if you're playing on the weekends, you may be playing in one of those two rooms. That's basically it's overflow for all the big bracelet events.
Got it.
So,
Well,
so it's
and those are great
so.
rooms for overflow. I think yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, those are great rooms for overflow, and they certainly beat the broom closet. That wasn't it at the Rio Summit, or ended up in the broom closet one year.
Yeah. The former bowling alley, yeah, for sure. Now, and this year they're going to have about 750 tables across both properties, so which is about
Wow,
80 more than last year. So,
wow,
so as long as there's enough dealers to handle everyone, I think, I mean, there wasn't that many events that were played 10-handed last year, so hopefully,
right,
I think it was like less than 5 events last year had played 10-handed. That was basically because of the lack of space available, because there were just some events were just so large, and
right.
there was I think it may have been the Millionaire Maker or one of those events where they had a really large day two restart. Oh, and also restarts are also going to be in Paris. So just so
Okay,
people are aware of that. So,
I got it.
but again, it's all this information is going to be in your WSP Live app. You can see the table. You can see your table draw. You see assignments. You can see who's seated at your table. So maybe someone that you maybe one of your poker heroes will be playing with you at the in your event.
I
So
love it.
it's always good to take a look.
Love it. And the new additions and changes to the app are great. Like they really are great. And it continues to evolve and it's a good thing. So get your app downloaded, people, before you go so you can get familiar with it
Hmm.
because it will make your life easier. And trying to get familiar with it while you're on the fly and on the go is not the move. I'm just going to tell you, it's not the move. Install
Hmm.
it before you leave home, start playing with it, looking at it, perusing it. So you're familiar with it. By the time you get there, your life will be way easier. Can you
Yes,
go ahead?
that's very no, that's very true. And I was going to just piggyback on something that that Jeff Platt said.
Sure.
I mean, I remember the first couple of days last year because I mean, if people are not on poker Twitter, they weren't really aware of the WSP Plus app, and they were sort of like wondering why I got to do this verification, why I got to do all these things, and they weren't really familiar. So hopefully and as the series went on, it was definitely everything went very smoothly, which I was definitely very pleasantly surprised with, which was good. But the first, I always, maybe the first day is gonna be it could be a bit hectic, but as Jeff said, if you're using the same, if you're registering online and using the same payment method as before, and your ID is not expired, you don't have to do that one-time verification.
Right.
As long as that's all the same. If you change, then you have to do the verification.
Right on.
And another thing that people may not think about, if you're paying with cash or chips, you don't do verification because when you're going to the WSP main cage, you have to show your ID, you have to show your Caesars Rewards card. So that's how you're getting verified.
Good
So you
point.
don't have to you don't have to go to verification. You just go to the main. You basically just you're registering for a tournament. You have everything. You have all that stuff with you. You have your ID, player's card, cash, and it's also really good to have the app because that's where you're going to see your C assignment, and that's where you got to find out where you're going to be playing. So it's as long as you have all your stuff together, the process should be relatively smooth. But there's always people that have issues. There's always going to
Sure.
be someone with an issue that sort of and you get stuck in line. You get upset, and you get. So I mean, the only thing I can suggest is to be patient. I'm sure they're going to have plenty of staff that's going to help, move people through the verification line and with registration. And people have issues, which will always come up because some people, the apps can be a little wonky at times. But they have some really good staff that should take care of everything. Fingers crossed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to interrupt this terrific conversation with a little bit of a sense of humor thing. If you check in the chat, people, Bathwater for Buy-ins, uh, put a little gift in there that says, can confirm Kevin Math is indeed already in Vegas. He was seen working the gates at the Paris parking garage. You got that gate going up and down, Kev?
Yeah. I'll probably be working on that tomorrow afternoon. I'll be making. hopefully that was definitely one of the issues of last year as well. Hopefully, I mean, hopefully that gets resolved.
Right,
You know, a lot, but
right.
we'll hope. I'm personally not a driver, so it doesn't affect me, but it definitely affects a lot of players, and
Yeah.
it definitely doesn't help the experience when you're sort of like when you bust out of a tournament and then you just want to get out of there, and then you're
Stuck.
stuck in line.
You're stuck for an
So
hour and nobody's
yeah,
coming to help. And yeah, the horror stories were really bad. So I would just
yeah,
suggest to them just lift the gate, leave it open when there's an issue for a while until you figure it out, because it really made some people's lives miserable for sure. Can you
yeah.
touch on, I don't like to speak on the topic because I'm just not familiar with all the ins and outs of it. But when you show up, I always count on you touching on the subject of ways to a player can pay for their WSOP buy-ins, like Lexon Pay,
Hmm.
ACA. Can you touch on all that for us, please?
Yep. So it basically, so I'll just go from the top. So it's basically you have cash. Cash is always king,
Right?
even in this stage. If you have horseshoe or Paris casino chips, you can use a credit card. Which now this year, which has definitely been a bit of an issue, is that there is a 2% fee this year if you use a credit card.
Okay.
You can use it, which is basically it's American Express, Visa, Mastercard, and maybe Discover.
Okay.
I I think it is accepted, but if you look on the app, it doesn't show the Discover logo, but apparently you can use Discover card as well. You can also use a debit card, and there's no fee for that. It's again, if you have I believe it's just Visa and Mastercard. The logos are for that one. There's also ACH, which is basically for U.S. players, which is basically your checking savings account. Um, Let's see. You also have you can send a wire transfer, but that has to be at least $100,000. So that may price everyone that's listening to this out of the market. But there's also cashier's checks, and there's a process for that. You have to, if you go to wsop.com/registration, it will tell you the details of what you need to do. Basically, you have to submit a copy of the check. You got to get approval, and once you get approved, then you can bring the check in, and you can deposit. You can use that to buy in or
Right.
deposit into what's called a Paris terminal account, which is basically like you're just it's like you're putting a deposit down. Let's say you wanted to buy into several events at once,
Right.
so you can deposit. You have to deposit at least $2,500 in cash or chips, and then basically you have your account, and then you can draw from the account and buy into events through the WSP Live app.
Okay.
And then also there's Luxon Pay, which until it was basically for players outside the U.S. until this weekend when it was approved for U.S. players. So I know that may be a way. That may be a way. I'm going to say may because I'm not really proficient in Luxon Pay, but they do have staff people there because I believe you can use crypto through Luxon Pay, but I know there's going to have some representatives in the Versailles ballroom hallway that could probably help the some U.S. players that may want to use that method this year.
Okay. Did you mention PayPal? Did I?
Oh yes. I that was the one I forgot. PayPal, that's also 2% this year. Um, Now I used PayPal myself quite a bit last year, but I don't know if I'm going to do it as much this time because of the 2%. But I believe you can, you can. I don't know if you can get around that with using your debit card through PayPal. Again, that's a more of try it yourself and see
Right.
what happens, and
Right.
then go from there. But you should see if they do charge the 2%, you would see it before you pay, so then you don't get surprised in the end.
Right on. Absolutely. Well, I appreciate all that information for sure. And, every year we have to revisit it because we want to make sure everybody is up to date on that very important information. Isaac, I see your hand up. Go ahead, buddy. Okay, go ahead.
My hand was up.
Yeah. Okay, never mind.
It had to have been a glitch. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
That's
You're good.
hilarious. Okay,
Okay, I just add one more thing. Now,
sure.
last year there were some players because last year they originally announced that there would be a 3% fee for credit card transactions, and they decided to waive it. That they
Right.
decided to waive that 3% fee. Now, last year they used a non-U.S. payment processor, so some people's credit cards were charged a 3% foreign transaction fee,
Ah, got it.
which was definitely. But I mean, I don't think, I think there's a lot of people with credit, that, depending on what credit card you have, they don't charge for foreign transactions because, if you're traveling outside the US, then you don't want to get hit with that fee. But this year they are using a US based payment processor. So there will not be that 3% foreign transaction fee for
Excellent.
transactions. So
Excellent.
it's just going to be the 2%. And I know a lot of people are upset about that, but people that, the WSP has done credit cards for about 10 years now. And back in the day when it was done by Bravo Poker Live, they charged 2.95% plus $3 for every credit card transaction.
Wow.
So 2% is
Wow.
definitely better than in the case of American Express, it was 3.95%. So it's definitely better, but I'm sure a lot more people were using credit cards last year, especially when there were no fees, because someone was basically eating those fees. But I think it was definitely a very popular option, and we'll see what happens this year. And some people who are very prudent with their financial decisions, and they have credit cards that to provide cash back, or you get extra points or whatever.
Right.
And because it is a regular purchase, it is not a cash advance. So so that means there's no fees for that as well. There's
Right.
no cash advance fees. It's a regular, just like you're purchasing something at Flavortown, for example.
Right. Right.
It's just a regular purchase. So
Just a
you don't have to
regular
worry.
purchase, people.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
I did think about this yesterday. We used to be able to go to the kiosk when, you used to print out your table assignment and receipt at the kiosk, but you also used to be able to print out a copy of your WSOP buy-ins. So
Mhm.
how would somebody get that document now?
Okay, well, there are no more kiosks. There wasn't any kiosks last year
Right,
as well. But what you can
right,
do is, if you go into the app and you click on your icon in the top right hand corner,
right.
and you're going to click on transaction. You can click on transaction history,
Okay,
and it will show you and you will see all the tickets. You
perfect.
can see the tickets that you purchased, and then you can also go there and click on my tournaments, and it will show you all the tournaments out. So I clicked on for myself from last year, and it shows me all the tournaments I played in, and your finishing position, the amount you cashed in if you were fortunate enough to cash in an event. I was only able to do that once last year, but I'm sure there were several that were able to do it more than once. And so I mean, you can basically. I don't know if I know what you're saying. There used to be you could just get an email to you like all your transactions.
Right.
That would be something that would be kind of helpful in the app, and I don't know if they're going to have that available.
Yeah, because some people need it for their tax, for their accountants. And so I was like, oh, I wonder
I wonder
what the
what
option
the
is.
option is. Yeah, I mean it maybe you could do screenshots as well of your my tournaments page,
Okay.
of my tournaments, and that would and I think your accountant would accept that. At least I hope so.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Dibs, I know you've been up here a minute listening. Was there something you wanted to bring up or
I
comment on, buddy?
Yeah, I had a few questions
Go right
actually.
ahead, Dib.
Um, so registration, will that be open like 24 hours a day so I could just go there at like 2 in the morning and do my verification?
It will only be closed between the hours of 5 and 6:30 a.m. each day. So registration opens tomorrow at 9 a.m. and then it'll be open until 5 a.m. Wednesday, and then reopen at 6:30 a.m. on Wednesday.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
it's almost 24/7.
That's awesome. Next question. This will be my first time at the Vegas version of WSOP, and it seems like everything is pretty strict with regards to photos and videos. Maybe I have a misconception about this like vlogging thing versus being a player and being able to like take photos every now and then. Where is it okay and not okay to like pull out my phone, take a picture, take a
Good
video?
question. Good question.
There shouldn't be an issue with pictures as long as I know in the past, basically, if it was no flash, you could just if you're taking a picture of a player or you're taking a picture of something, they're not going to have an issue with that. Taking video is probably going to be more of an issue, especially if I know this is the first year where they've offered vlogger credentials. So I think they've sort of limited the number of people to have a vlogging credential. And I know in past years you could, if you were playing and you took if you were taking a picture of your all-in hands, that was fine. Some people may be a little more strict about video, but it's sort of, again, it's one of those things where if you get, I'm not going to advocate this because being a temporary WCP employee, I shouldn't advocate. I mean, if you can get away with it, good on you. But pictures are totally fine. Let's say you see Phil Helmy if you want, and hey, can I take a picture? And he usually will agree. As long as he's not in the middle of a hand or he's not busy with something else. A lot of the players out there will happily take pictures with their fans.
That's cool.
Which is very nice. So yeah, as long as it's no flash, you're not being rude to someone. Take all the pictures that you want.
Okay, I have two more questions.
All right, ahead, bud.
When I'm playing in the other series, you can usually, when you do your buy-in, get your parking comped. And even if I'm staying at the Horseshoe, which I am the first leg, it's unclear to me whether the resort fees will cover my parking or not. Do they still issue free parking passes for WSOP players?
Well, do you have status with Caesars? Do you have like a
Just platinum?
As long as you have a platinum, will get you free parking.
Okay,
that's the minimum. See, if you have platinum or above, you get free parking. Basically, when you when you exit, or you've used the parking. So if you just show your card at some point, and they see platinum or above, that's free parking.
Okay, sweet. Last question is a little technical. We may not have the answer for it, but
wait, let me interject something. But be aware, you may not be able to get out of the parking deck. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So when I first signed up for WSOP Live like last year, I don't know why I did this, but I think I was prompted to authenticate with my Club GG. And so I did. And it inherits the nickname from Club GG, even though they take all your account information, take a photo of you, make you a WSOP account. It seems really complicated to change your nickname in the WSOP Live app. And the only way to do it otherwise is to pay, it seems like pay $50 on the side to get diamonds in Club GG, just so you can change your nickname to have it show up correctly on the WSOP Live app. Have you guys dealt with anything like that? Or do you have any, can you just go ask somebody at verification, hey, can you set my nickname to this and save $50?
That's a very good question that I unfortunately don't have I do recall that from last year. I don't know if that's changed this year. There should be a WSOP Live support team in the Versailles Ballroom. There should be a section for that. You can ask someone there if they could, if they can do that. I don't know if they're going to be charging again this year, but I can understand it's being. It could definitely be, if you have a certain nickname and you sort of don't want to have that public.
Wait, you don't want to be D's nuts on the WSOP app there, Dibs?
No, it's, I would actually, if someone made a side bet, say if I would do it or not, I'd take the free money. But at first it was showing up as Ape Mother for reasons of Web3. And I was like, I don't really want that to show up on WSOP Live. Right. I want my name to show up. And then when you go search WSOP for somebody's caches, they can't see it under my name. They can only see it if they go look up Ape Mother, which is hilarious, But
right. Anyways, I'm going to just tell you that I have gone to the IT people in person at the WSOP. They're amazing. I definitely go see them.
Will do. Kevin, thanks for all your answers. I appreciate it. That's all.
Thanks,
No, no problem.
Dibs. Thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Dibs.
All right, Barry, and then ASG. Go ahead, Barry.
Thanks, Sherry. Kevin, good to hear from you. I tweeted at you about my hoodie. You never responded. I guess you thought I was joking, but
No,
I
no,
got
I no, I, no, I basically, um, I think there's very few logos that are not going to get disapproved. So basically, if as it's meant, the one that I think there's not going to have an issue. I think they're basically going after select sites, and they're not, so like I know a lot of people are thinking like, hey, I'm going to wear this Adidas hat, and is that going to be not allowed? And that's no, they're not going to like. They shouldn't be blocking people from wearing, your local sports team, your favorite bar, places like that. It's basically the four sites that Jeff mentioned. There may be a few other poker sites that may get reject that they may ask people to cover up or whatever. But I would say, as long as it's not offensive, it should
Right.
be fine.
Right.
Yeah, and last year, all the stress of the new app and everything, it was 10 minutes from the time I walked in the door till I had my first entry for a tournament. So it was easy. So people shouldn't really panic about it.
Yeah, but I will say, the first couple of days there was definitely it because I was seeing those long lines, and I was a little concerned, but like I said, after the first couple, as long as you don't go during peak times, it shouldn't be as big as of an issue. But with and every year that they've had online registration, you would have, even if you're using the same method every year, you would still have to do that one-time verification. This year they got rid of it, as long as that's not the case. So that will probably help things as well. But like I said, tomorrow may be completely different because it's everything's new, and people are just, they're not sure. I had people tweet at me, they're buying into an event with cash. Why do I have to get verified? But if you're paying with cash, you don't need to get verified. When you show your ID at the WSP main cage, you're verifying your ID. So, but it can be confused. I can understand. I can definitely understand some people being confused for sure.
And let's not forget, Jedi's. Let's plan ahead and go at an off time, right? You can go the day before. Plan
Right,
ahead.
and yeah, that's very true, Sherry. I mean, it is basically open almost 24/7. So if you're going to play, Saturday, and you get in sometime on Friday, like Friday evening should be fine. There shouldn't be a huge line for, if you wanted to play Flight E of the Mini Mystery Millions. If you plan ahead, you should be fine.
Right on. Anything else, Bear?
That's good. Hopefully, I'll see you out there when I get there.
Yeah,
All good.
I will look forward to, I look forward to seeing everyone. Like I said, I so I was right. I made a run to Walgreens and McDonald's this morning, and as I was walking back to my room in the Horseshoe, I had someone come up, and recognized me, said hi, and took a picture. So, I'm always happy, as long as I'm not incredibly busy, I'm always happy to take a picture, say hi, chat or whatever. I mean, there would definitely be moments where I may not be in the mood, but I will definitely do my best to be civil, say some,
Of
I
course.
certainly appreciate the praise. People say nice things about me, which is always very flattering because I don't really get out. Just like these 8 weeks in Vegas is like the one time I basically see people. So, which is pretty cool, and it's always nice to hear to see people say nice things to me. For all the work I've done on Twitter over the years, and the WSP stuff and everything poker related. So it's reassuring to see people say to be happy to see me.
Well, and we are happy to see you. And I appreciate you and our friendship and what you do for us as players, and you can talk to Kevin, message Kevin 7 days a week, whatever, and he's going to get to it as quick as possible. And we appreciate that. And you guys know He doesn't put me up to this, but I always tell you guys to get, tip Kevin when you see him. Whatever you can give him a little tip because he needs it. He deserves it. And we need to let him know we appreciate what he does for us. So give him a little tip, you guys. ASG, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, so sorry I had some home stuff. Sorry if this has already been asked,
That's
but
okay.
Sherry kind of alluded to it earlier. But last year we had the D's nuts thing, and also we had people not know for fantasy what people's names were on the thing. So, like, is there a reason why they're not doing real names and/or like not making it clear who's actually who on the when they list these when they list the updates?
Yeah, that's definitely a point of contention. That's definitely something that's very contentious. Yeah, I think it was Suck Me 69 was
Yeah.
definitely
Oh,
that
sorry,
was
that
definitely
was
the
it. Yes.
popular one. Yeah,
I couldn't.
yeah, that was definitely that's like the He Hate Me.
Yes.
For those that remember the
Yeah, I
XFL.
mean, we'll see if anybody this year has a username of WPT Gold for Life or something. But
Right, right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that one gets approved. But I mean, when you go into my, if you're, I sort of noticed this, looking at this year, if you click on players, if you click on the, if they show their nickname, so, in the profile, sometimes I can't guarantee every time, but you should be able to see their actual name as well, which would be nice because I'm looking at my WSP Live app right now, and when I go to my account, I have this on my account, it has me and it says Kevin Mathers, and then underneath it says Kev Map, and I can change it. I can have it show my nickname, or I can have it show my real name, and it's sort of. But I wish it. I don't know why. I mean, I think you should be able to toggle between to see a person's real name. Personally, I don't know why they decided to do it that way last year. I don't know if that's changed for this year. I guess we'll find out when tomorrow with Flight A. When we look at when you want to look at a player's chip counts and you see a nickname, I would suggest clicking on their name and see it. Hope if they have results that it will show their real name as well.
Right. And I think that part of that is like what Dibbs alluded to earlier, that that WSOP app and GG Poker kind of merged into one account, so to speak. And so then your GG Poker, if the person toggled on the wrong thing, then their GG Poker handle was populated into the WSOP app. And so I think that's kind of where the mix up is for some folks anyway. So I'm sure they're going to get that straightened out sooner or later.
Well, hopefully. Now, that this does bring up something similar. So I know I've definitely seen a lot of people have issues with having multiple profiles on
Yes.
WS. So there is an email address that they have people that will work on this that will hopefully combine all your WSP results into one profile. And the email address,
Yes.
very, very short and to the point, merge@wsop.com.
That's merge@wsop.com. If you have more than one results profile.
Yes, yeah, because I know there's definitely, for various reasons. I mean, it definitely was easier back in the day when they were using a different CMS to combine. Excuse me, to combine. If there was, because some casinos don't use, some WSP circuit events aren't held at Caesar's properties, so that would sort of create a new. That would create a new profile, and if you had WSP online account, that would create a new profile. So hopefully, and I know there's a lot of people that have this issue. So I know that was when I know Terrence Reed had mentioned this earlier in the year that they're going to be working on a solution. So
Right.
merge@wsp.com should be a good place to hopefully get that fixed during the summer.
Awesome. That's great information to have. I'm going to put it in my little special notes for this coverage because I'm sure it will come up from time to time, and I'll be able to give out that email address for folks to get that corrected. Okay, I've been a bad kid, Kevin. Been a bad kid. I'm admitting it from the front of this conversation. Been a bad kid. I think it was like 2 summers ago, maybe, that the WSOP got a new online app.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've not updated to it yet. Is this going to be a nightmare for me when I come to Vegas?
You're talking about the online poker.
Yes.
Um, hmm. I'm trying to think.
Do you think I should just go to IT? I'm thinking I should just take my computer to IT and let them help me do it.
Yeah, and I think they should have a desk, an office, I should say,
Right.
and that's in the convention center. I think it's going to be the same location
Okay.
as in previous. They'll have the WSP online side. I think they're also doing. I think they also going to have people do it for the Caesar Sportsbook there. So,
Okay.
I think they'll have. I think they could help you get your WSP online account set up, and
Okay. I'm like,
it's a.
oh, because I don't live in Vegas, so I only use it when I go to Vegas. And last
Mhm.
summer and winter, wherever times I went, I didn't play on it. So now I'm like, okay, this summer I probably want to play on it. Oh, I probably have a mess to clean up as far as that's concerned because I have not updated it.
Yeah, I would.
Oh,
Yeah, that's definitely something I would take. I don't think it's good that big. I mean, if you just create a brand new account, I mean, I don't know if you want to keep your username or I don't.
yeah.
That they could probably help you with that.
Okay, perfect. That's all I need to know. I'm sure I'm not the only one out there in the world that's done this. And it's okay if you guys don't want to admit it publicly, I'll do it for you. So we know where to get the help. And that's going to be at the IT desk at the WSOP.
Yeah, WSP Online. Not no, it's not going to be. I don't believe it's going to be in the Versailles ballroom. It'll be when you walk into the convention center. You'll see offices on the right hand side. Like you'll see.
Right.
I'm trying to paint a picture of it, and it's sort of like where you'll see like certain vendors on the left hand side. On the right hand side, there'll be offices. So I think that's where you're going to need to go for your particular issue.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Is there anything else you wanted to tell us about?
I don't think so, but yeah, I know you sent me the invite. You hit me up on DMs earlier today, seeing if I can come in on Friday. We'll see. And like I said, I don't want to guarantee, especially 9:45. Because there's going, it's going to be it's going, it may be a little dicey, but I will try.
Listen,
I
Kevin, I'm just, you always have an open invitation. So
Mhm.
just stop in anytime because, I just like getting the information out there for you and for, the powers that be because it makes all of our lives easier if we get the information correct. So if you can make it Friday, that's fine. If not, I get it. No worries.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will see what I can do. But and we'll also have, we'll have, at that point, 3 full days of stuff going on. So that, I can sort of get a better idea what lines are like, and things that, all those things that people ask about. So
Right. And that's kind of why I shot for Friday, because we would have a couple of days under our belt. And, if there were any procedural changes because of those 3 days, we could talk about it or whatever. So if you can, fine. If not, I know you'll be back sooner or later. So I appreciate you.
no problem, Sherry. Anyone else have questions for me?
Anybody else? Last chance for today, you guys and ladies. Doesn't look like it, Kevin. Thank you so
Okay.
much, bud.
Thank you, Sherry. Always good to talk to you.
You too, buddy. Appreciate
Take
you.
care. Yep.
Good luck with your plane, by the way. Um, okay, you guys. Kevin Mathers, we appreciate him for sure. Matt, welcome to the panel, buddy.
Hello, Sherry. Long time no speak, and to everybody else. How are you all keeping over there?
Doing well, thank you. We're on the heels of the WSOP and we're excited.
Me too. I can't wait for it to start. In fact, to torment myself while I was doing my repairs before I came on, I was just having a look at the schedule. Goodness me, it's exhausting, isn't it? But it looks awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, that's for sure. And we're gonna dive into all the schedules around town here in just a minute. So folks will have a general idea of who's hosting what this summer and can make some informed decisions of where and what they want to play. And I'm really excited that you've been DMing me and sending me pictures about a building you guys have been renovating for apartments. So congratulations to you and your crews, Matt.
Oh, bless you, Sherry. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Yes, it's been very, very hard work. And as promised, if I get the chance, I'll send you a few pictures of the other flats. I'll send you the second flat, but it's already been occupied. So we're off to a tremendous start. But
That's awesome. Good for you guys. And I would love to see those pictures, of course. That's fabulous. Fabulous work for your community and making sure families and people get a place to live that is updated and beautiful. You guys are doing a great job of remodeling those flats.
oh, thank you. Yes, I'm going to say it's blood, sweat, and tears. But you know what? If we can help people in the community or above the community, then it's all worth it in the end, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to move on, Matt, just because we've been going so long and we have still lots to cover. So I appreciate you joining us today. I want to talk about Maureen Bloklinger, who's there in the audience. She's busy working as she's listening. And Matt Savage is going to join us on Wednesday for a workshop on on TDA rules. And what we did is come up with a list of like icebreaker rules you saw maybe on the flyer and we put out. And we're gonna like use those as icebreakers to start the conversation about rules that are in place that get misunderstood, maybe applied incorrectly, you don't understand, or you wonder why they're even in existence. So we are targeting we're going to start with the icebreakers. I'm just going to go down them to give you a little idea so that maybe you'll be prepared for the conversation in the workshop on Wednesday. And the first one is hand. When does your hand officially start? Number two, your stack. When can you surrender it? Number three, chip race. Can you witness the chip race? Number four, mucking and retrieving. Is retrieving cards a thing? What is this? One, two, three, four, five is raising. What the heck is that 50% rule? Six, new to the table. When do you get to play? Seven, player can ask for the floor? Question mark. You have rights. Do you know them? So those are going to be the icebreaker questions we're going to start the discussion with. And I know that Maureen has some that folks have submitted to her in messages that we will also touch on. We're hoping to do this if the interest is good enough, and we hope it is. We're going to do this maybe a couple of times before the TDA Summit, which is June 29th through the 30th at the Poker Go Studio. Um, to try to maybe help tweak some rules or maybe suggest some new rules or maybe suggest that that rule be done away with. So that's kind of what the discussion is going to be focusing on is specific rules that we are bringing to the table or you're going to bring to us that we're going to discuss in depth so that maybe we all get a better understanding of the rules because it can be tricky sometimes when you're sitting at the table and emotions are getting in the way and people are talking and the dealer's trying to talk and it gets a little crazy and then you walk away after the tournament or the hand you're like, wait, was that right? Was the rule applied properly? Did I know the right rule? So we're hoping to like dive into those rules a little bit better and get some better understanding of some of them, whatever. So I hope you join us. That'll be in our space on Wednesday. Of course, Joey will be here with his lesson of the day. But I wanted to make mention that's going to be during our Wednesday space on the 27th of May. So looking forward to that. Matt, you had your hand up. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hi, sorry. I know this might be a little bit off topic, but do you remember a little while back? I think you had Matt Savage on, and I were asking about the TV broadcast over here. Do you know if there's been any more updates to that? I know it's broadcasted on ESPN over your end, but do you know
Right.
if any TV deals have been made for here?
Okay, so what we're embarking on tomorrow is the WSOP, and Matt works with the WPT. And the WPT, although they have events all year round. Their biggest event or their crown jewel is their December WPT in Las Vegas. Now, Matt will be with us on Wednesday, so you're more than welcome to ask him the question, or if you can't make it, DM me and remind me to ask him that question, and we will certainly get it right from him.
Oh, thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that.
You bet. You bet. Go ahead, ASG.
I was just gonna say I got one that people get wrong or misunderstand what it means all the time.
Go ahead.
And that's what does show one, show all mean?
I love it. I love it. I know Maureen's down there writing it down just as fast as I am.
Because I definitely have a ton of people who think show one, show all means if you show one card of your hold'em hand as you're mucking that you need to show the other one.
That's a new one to me, but you know what? We're going to save that for Wednesday because I love that topic, because I think you're right that people do get confused by that. And also the fact that you can speak up and say that at a table, that it's 100% okay, and nobody should take offense or get upset with it. So I love that, and we will definitely add that. I see Maureen gave us a thumbs up, so she definitely is adding that to the list. So thank you so much. Love that. Absolutely love it. There's one other topic that we always touch on every year, and that is different transportation around Las Vegas during the summer camp. And one of the things I always try to suggest is to and from the airport is to take a taxi. Now, going to the airport, I don't think rideshare is a bad idea. Okay, let me just put that out there. Coming from the airport, I'll never take another ride share as long as I live, because it's just a cluster. And when you take a taxi, it is a set rate of, I think, like $27, $28, $29 from the airport to the strip hotels. It's a flat fee. When you take a ride share, if it's a peak time frame, you know that it gets more expensive. And so I highly recommend the taxis, especially during peak time from the airport. I'm just going to tell you, I'll never take another ride share. It's just a cluster from the airport as far as I'm concerned. But of course, I have 15 suitcases and 12 purses. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. There's also another mode of transportation around Las Vegas is the monorail. And the monorail has a stop right at the Horseshoe. So if you are staying down by MGM or any part of that part of the strip, you could take the monorail right to the Horseshoe. If you're staying down at toward the Link and what else is down that way? Venetian, and that way, um, you could take the monorail right to the Horseshoe. So the monorail is definitely a great mode of transportation in Las Vegas. Also, when you arrive at the airport and you catch your ride, I want to say it will apply to a limo, a taxi, or even a ride share. Ask the driver if they will stop at a dispensary for you. Why? Because most of the time they'll do it for free, because the dispensaries are compensating them for bringing them customers. So definitely ask your driver if they'll make a dispensary stop. So that's a little known tidbit when you go to Las Vegas. So hope that helps you guys. Isaac, do you have anything you'd like to bring up or add? Tell us what you put in the jumbotron, buddy. Uh-oh. Oh,
Absolutely.
go
It
ahead.
is a post celebrating. Can you hear me? Can
Yep,
you
go
hear
ahead.
me?
Yep.
Okay, good, good, good. Okay. I pinned up top to celebrate that we have finally hit on the GVG account. So it is Mutant
Whoop,
Monday, which
whoop.
is for everybody who NFTs and everything. It's for Mutant Ape Yacht Club. Every Monday is Mutant Monday, but yeah, we hit 10,000 followers, y'all. We've been around for what, 4 years, 4 years now with the account. So huge milestone, super dope.
Oh, you're cutting out, but it's a super milestone
Everybody
and
from
super
fucking
dope.
and
Oh, you're cutting out.
Can you
Go
hear?
ahead. Try it again.
Man, can you hear
Yes,
me? Can you
yes,
hear me?
yes, yes.
That's crazy. I'm like literally next to my router. You gotta love this. But yeah, huge milestone, super dope accomplishment. Appreciate everybody who helps, shares, and does all of that. You helped get us here. So
Well,
thank you.
congratulations to the Green Visor gang hitting that 10,000 mark. Hopefully, I'll be joining that club before too long. Um, and I appreciate all of you. For sure. And I appreciate everybody that's been here today. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Like, I feel like I'm geeking out. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I sure as hell am geeking out on this stuff. I love it. I'm excited. I can't wait to have more of it. Let's talk about some poker that's going on around town or about to start or whatever. I made a list of the poker rooms or casinos that have series this summer just as an overview so people will know where the poker is. And of course, Poker Atlas is your friend, people. Don't forget to use it. It'll give you, you could go to Poker Atlas and it'll give you all the tournaments for today or all the cash games that are currently going on. So, and definitely use that. So, the Mixed Game Festival, hosted by the Bellagio and Robbie Stravinsky, is May 31st through June 11th. The Aria Poker Classic is May 27th through July the 12th. The MGM Summer Poker Festival is June 3rd through July the 10th. Golden Nuggets Grand Poker Series is June the 3rd through June the 28th. The Wynn Summer Classic is May the 20th through July the 13th. Let me read this. I don't know what this note means. I'm going to skip my own note because I have no idea. At the Orleans, they're going to have the Orleans Summer Open, which started already the 22nd of May through July the 12th. The Venetian Summer Schedule is started already, May the 18th through August the 2nd. And of course, South Point's summer schedule is May the 25th through July the 12th. They're on their summer schedule over at South Point. So I do want to go over some of the tournaments for today, just to get everybody's juices flowing, as they say. Of course, the WSOP starts tomorrow. Today at the Win is the Big O at noon, $1,000 buy-in, 50K guarantee. Also at the Win is a no limit day 1C, $1,100 buy-in, 100,000 no, $1 million guarantee. Excuse me. At 6 p.m. is their Turbo 1D flight, $1,100 buy-in, $1 million guarantee. Over at the Venetian at 10:10 is their Seniors Day 1C, $600 buy-in, $150,000 guarantee. At 12:10 p.m. is their '08 Day 2. Oh, no, sorry, it's a 2-day, $600 buy-in, 40K guarantee. And then at 6:10 p.m. is their bounty tournament. It's a no limit tournament, $50 buy-in, no, $50 bounties, $250 buy-in. Okay, I got to get my tongue used to doing these. It's been a whole year, people. Over at the Orleans today is their seniors event at 11 o'clock, $400 buy-in, 50K guarantee. At 4 o'clock is their horse tournament, $240 buy-in, 10K guarantee. At 6 p.m. is their no limit tournament, $200 buy in, 15K guarantee. I already told you about South Point. Over at the Bellagio at 12 and 5 p.m. today, $150 buy in, 2K guarantee, 20K starting stack, 20-minute blinds. Over at the Horseshoe at 9, 11, 2, 5, and 11 p.m. is a $100 tournament. It's a no limit tournament, 1K guarantee, 20K starting stack, 15-minute blinds. At 8 p.m. at the Horseshoe is a $160 buy in, a 1K guarantee, 20K starting stack, 15-minute blinds. Over at Red Rock is $85 buy in at both 11:05 a.m. and 6:05 p.m. There is no guarantee. It is a 15K starting stack with 20-minute blinds. Over at the MGM, there is no guarantee for their 11:10, 7:10, and 11 p.m. tournament. It is, or they are $100 buy-in, no limit tournaments, 25K starting stack, 15-minute blinds. And of course, our favorite place to go play Pineapple over at Westgate. No guarantee, but they do have a crazy Pineapple tournament. At 305, it's a $70 tournament with an add-on, 15K starting stack, 15-minute blinds. At 505 is the no limit freeze out, $70 buy-in, no add-on, 15K starting stack, 15-minute blinds. So that's going to get your juices flowing, people. That's what's going on around town as far as poker tournaments are concerned. Whew, it's a lot. Is anybody else just trying to absorb it all, or is it just me, Isaac?
Nope, you're not the only one. Oh my God, there's so much planning.
It's so much.
Like, my
There's
goodness.
so much.
Like, seriously.
There's so
It
much.
is just yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to consume. There's so many new things happening, so many changes I want to see. It's it's time.
It's
It's
all
upon us.
good, Isaac. It's all good, my friend.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can't wait.
It's
That's all I can say.
it's all good. And I also want to give a little mention that Papa Poker is going to be joining us, and he's going to be joining us on Saturdays because, of course, he works during the week, and he feels like that's going to be the easiest day for him to join us. And I'm just going to leave like his topic of conversations up to him of what he wants to bring and tell us or discuss with us. But I'm looking forward to it because he's a very creative guy, and I always enjoy when he joins us here in Spaces. So looking forward to Papa Poker Saturdays for sure.
That's gonna be
Isaac,
dope.
can you cut? Okay, there you go. I didn't know if you were going to speak or if you're going to need to cut your mic off.
No. I was just saying that's gonna be really dope to have him up here.
It really is. He's going to be a great addition to what we're doing here. And Maureen's going to be with us tomorrow and Wednesday. And she's a busy gal. And we're going to talk about her and what she does in the poker world and in life and her plans for trips that are coming up. And so I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. I also want to talk about the ladies' events that are coming up. And this is a lengthy list. I'm not going to read it out every day, but I am going to read it out from time to time just because I want our ladies to be informed of what's going to be available for them in Vegas. And again, gentlemen, please don't play these events. There is a reason, there are many reasons why there are ladies only events. And one, if you have an issue with that, just let me know and we'll sit down and have a conversation. And maybe I can shed some light on why those events are so important to have to develop new players, especially female players into the world of poker. Um, so please don't play them. Instead, think about staking your favorite female player. Is there a dealer in your hometown that's going to be going to the WSOP during the ladies event? Maybe stake her or your wife or, a friend. Stake them instead of playing the event yourself. Please don't try to prove a point by playing in a ladies event. It's a no-win for everybody. So I'm going to read down this list. It is lengthy, so bear with me. On the 25th of June, there's a ladies warm up event. It's a $150 buy in that is at the WSOP at 6 p.m. No, I take that back. I take that back. That is on June the 23rd. That is the ladies warm up event. The WSOP ladies event is on June the 25th, and that's $1,000 buy-in. Over at the Orleans, they're going to have a ladies event on June the 19th, $600 buy-in at 11:05 a.m. Over at the Golden Nugget on June the 21st at 11 a.m. is a $300 buy-in, 25K guarantee. Over at the Venetian on June 24th at 11:10 a.m. is a $800 buy-in, $150,000 guarantee. Of course, the WSOP is on June the 25th. That's a $1,000 buy-in. At South Point on June the 26th are two flights of their ladies championship. There's a 10:10 a.m. and a 6:10 p.m. $369. Is that right? I wonder if I have a typo there or if it's $300. I'm thinking that's a typo. It's a $35,000 guarantee. Over at South Point on the 27th of June, that is the restart of their championship at 10:10 and a.m. And then they also are going to have a 2:10 p.m. double green chip bounty tournament, $200 buy-in, no guarantee. Then at South Point on the 28th of June at 10:10 a.m. is an Omaha 8 ladies event, $240 buy-in, no guarantee. Over at the Venetian on the 28th and 29th of June are $300 milestone tournaments at 4:10 p.m. And those are going to provide 3 guaranteed seats into the ladies high roller event. And then on the 30th of June at 12:10 is a $2,500 ladies high roller, 150K guarantee. And let me think, day 2 will be on the 1st of July. And then day 3, which is going to be the final table, is going to be on July the 2nd. And that again is going to be a stream at 12 p.m. Ladies events at the Win is going to be on June the 22nd at 11 a.m. $600 buy-in, 50K guarantee. And that is I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. That completes the ladies list of events for June and July. So there's a lot of them. I'm going to read them from time to time just because I want our ladies to be informed. I know it's a long list. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. I just think it's valuable information that needs to be given out. So, Exec Deck, is there anything you like to bring up, talk about, make comments about?
Not necessarily, but just wanted to show appreciation. Appreciate all the information from everybody, all the speakers. It's great to be a part of this, and super excited for the season. Let's go. Good luck, everybody that's playing. And Sherry, appreciate you, Asimov. Definitely. Mac, Green Visor Gang, Dibs, appreciate your comments, questions, and all the speakers again. Thanks.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Good luck. You're going out there. We're going to be living through you the next few days, buddy. So keep us informed.
I will. I will.
Appreciate you. And I might make mention that Exec Deck did DM me, and he's going to give some stuff for the Splash the Pots. And as soon as he figures that out, we will definitely be putting out a public announcement about those Splash the Pot items and some thank yous to him. Appreciate you, Exec Deck, for sure. ASG, any other comments or questions or topics to bring up, buddy?
Yeah, just so since you brought it up, if you're coming from the airport, there's 3 different zones for the cabs depending on where your hotel on the strip is. So you can just Google where, for that map. I think it looked like the difference in prices between like $22 and like $30, depending on how far up the strip you are.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. I just like the fact that it's a set price, honestly. It's a flat rate. I like that. Unlike those ride shares, depending on if they're busy or not, the price changes. And I get it. I'm not mad at it. But if I can save money by taking a flat rate taxi, that's what I'm going to do. So appreciate that for sure. Matt, any last comment? Oh, go ahead, ASG. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I agree. I remember back when, you used to worry about how the taxis long hauling you and telling them don't take the tunnel, do this and that. And so it's, it's good for everybody that's a flight.
No, that's exactly right. Because this happened to me when I went to Washington, D.C. Like I was going to lobby on Capitol Hill, and this is like 20 years ago. And that's exactly what the cab driver did to me. And I knew it because before I left for my trip, I had of course, back then we didn't have MapQuest, but I had went and looked at a map, and so I was familiar with the area where I was going and coming from, whatever. And so I knew it wasn't supposed to be a long taxi ride, but he he took me all around town so he could jack up that rate, right? And so you have to be careful. Unfortunately, there are some scammers out there. Definitely, you want to know where you're going, the distance, and so you're not taken advantage of. And of course, a flat rate does that for you. So, great point for sure. I want to thank everybody for joining us today, coming up with your questions and comments. I appreciate everybody listening as well. So I'm going to give Matt a chance. Do you have any questions or comments you'd like to add, buddy?
Thank you for that. And also, I've got to say, it's a pleasure being on your show as well, Sherry. I know it's been a very, very long time, but for all of you guys, God bless you all as well. And also, I was just going to ask, the app that you mentioned, Sherry, a while back, where you messaged me back for the green buys, where you can join in on the poker. I tried to go on there, but I got a blackout, and it said that it's not available in my country for some reason. So
Oh, okay. And you know what? There's a couple of states in the United States that no online poker is allowed as well. So, like when I go to my daughter's house in Washington State, no online poker sites are allowed at all. And I'm afraid I'll be moving there soon. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Maybe I need to move to Idaho, which is about 15 minutes away, so I can have my online sites. But go ahead, Isaac. You got any comments on that for Matt?
Actually, there's a way that Matt can play, and there's a way you can play. Yeah, there's definitely a way.
All right. So
Because
Isaac,
I have friends that play that are from. Well, you're in Great Britain, or where exactly are you, Matt?
yeah. The UK, Isaac Leeds.
Okay. Let me see what I can find out. But I know I have some people that play from your side of the pond, but I will help you figure out how that's possible. There's a very simple way. But yeah, well, you can send me a message and I'll help you out. And Sherry, when your time comes, we'll help you out with that as well. By the way,
appreciate
we
that.
didn't talk about it today, I believe, but tomorrow we should definitely talk about what y'all put in your bags
Oh, it's on
and
my list,
a
dude.
few.
It's on my list.
Okay.
It's so funny you said that. I put it on there for today just in case there was some time that we needed to fill, but it's definitely on my list.
Okay, and I'm gonna have some updated food spots as well, and
Nice.
we'll see what other changes we got. But yeah. I mean, good stuff today, everybody. Much love. Thanks for everybody for pulling up. Appreciate all of you. What a kickoff!
What a kickoff. Bravo to everybody. And I appreciate those that brought us information like Jeff and Joey and Kevin and Dibbs and Barry and, everybody, Matt and ASG, whoever came up here, you brought us information, and you shared it, whatever, through a comment or a question. And it helps all of us. All those questions and comments help everyone that's in this room. Joey's coaching is going to help all of us in one way or another. It will help all of us to improve our game. He's going to do 53 lessons for us. And if you can take away something from each of those lessons, imagine how you're going to improve your game just from 15 minutes a day, once a day. Think about that. And so I'm for it. I love it. I can't wait for more of it. I hope maybe some other poker coaches will be like, hey, I wonder if she'll let us do that. Of course I would. The more the merrier. The more we can learn, the better off we are. So, and of course, I feel like there's room for everybody. So, we want everybody, one and all, to join us for sure. Hey, Joey, anything else you'd like to contribute before we head on to the rest of our days?
Yeah, so just remember that the journey that we're all on, and we're all on different parts of our journey. All we can ever aspire to do is become the best version of ourselves with as much information as we can rely upon. And like I said, information is power. And learning to understand where we are in the position at the table, that's a positive EV, isn't it? And everything that we have to talk about is just to make the best decisions as possible. That's all we can hope for.
Right on. And tomorrow, Joey's going to talk to us about why tight is not weak. Looking forward to it, Joey. Thank you so much. And I'm going to take the final word. This morning, I wasn't nervous starting this space. For the first time in 4 years of doing this kickoff space or the first space of the summer, I wasn't nervous. There was some sense of comfort, excitement. There was some sense of seeking knowledge and can't wait to hear from people, can't wait to talk to people about it because we are excited about our poker game and the possibilities that we're going to witness or be a part of in Las Vegas or live through vicariously through posts or videos or pictures that are provided on the internet, social media, in spaces. So there was some sense of comfort coming in today, and I still feel that way right now because I'm with family, I'm with friends, I'm with acquaintances that we all have the one thing in common. Besides being loving humans, that we love the game of poker. And I look forward to this 53-day journey with you because it's going to be amazing and it's going to be fun and hopefully chaotic from time to time when those totally gossipy subjects come up that we can't wait to see what happens and what that gossip is going to be. I can't wait. And I hope you all feel the same way too. It's like a kid in a candy store. What are we going to pick out and what's going to pick us? So appreciate everyone that's contributed today, from listener to speaker and everyone in between. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Right on.